Hi, YouTube. Welcome to Allie Parker's World. If I look like I've been crying, I'm sorry. I have been, but not because of something in my life, but because of this book that I just have to talk about. But before I start, I just want to let you know that I get books from publishers and from authors and people like that are called advanced reader copies. So they are books that are not yet out, but I get them to hopefully give a review like this one because this is an ARC. But in the past, I've been really bad at reading them on time or even at all. So going forward, right now I have 3 ARCs on my shelf. So I might be adding a 6th book to my TBR each month. And it'll be one of the ARCs that I have, depending on when they come out. Like, this one comes out in February. So I read it, like 2 weeks early. But, at least in the month before. And then this one comes out in March. So it's going to be on my February list. And then this one comes out in May. So I'm going to read it in April. And so forth. And then I got, sorry about that. I got another one. Another ARC. So let's see if we can get this to, there we go. But the thing about this was that I was not going to read this book. Based on the synopsis on the back, I wasn't interested. I don't even remember, asking for it. Maybe I did, and I just don't remember. But either way, thank you to Random House, I believe. I should have been better at this. Oh, this actually comes out in March. I did not see that. But see, it says March. You might not be able to see it. I swear it says March. I thought it came out before that. Okay, anyways, I guess I'm a little bit early on this one too, but that's good. We want to be early. Okay, yeah, and that one's March as well. So I have another one for February. But this one is The Shape of Family by Shipul Gouda. I'm so sorry I'm butchering that name, but see, it's right there. Yeah. So, going into this, I was not expecting to like it at all. But, gasp, okay? Because this is going to be a big one, okay? This is going to be huge. My favorite book has been the same since 5th grade when I read Where the Red Fern Grows. Don't get me wrong. I love that book. That is an amazing book. But this is my new favorite of all time. The Shape of Family. So I might be doing another video closer to when it releases where I just book talk and there's going to be spoilers and you might not want to watch it until you read it. And I don't think that this book is for everyone because it's very sad and there's a lot of depression, and if you can't handle that right now, do not read this book. It was an amazing book and I love it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I read it in one day today and I could not put it down. However, it had me ugly crybaby crying on the bus to and from work. And I know what you're thinking. if you were going to work and it was making you ugly, cry, baby, cry, then why didn't you just wait till you were home to finish it? 2 reasons. My commute today was 2 hours to get home because the bus schedule is not very good on the weekends. And the second thing was that I thought the sad part was over and that it was going to be happy. And it wasn't. So this sad doesn't even begin to identify this movie. This book. It's not a movie. I'm so sorry. So you follow like 4 different people. There's Karina, which I absolutely loved. I completely fell in love with her. I connected with her. I felt like I was her. So Karina, I felt like I was her. I felt like she was me. And I felt all the pain that she felt and all the guilt. And I connected so well with her. And that is the primary reason that I absolutely love this book. And then it kind of changes perspective each month. And you follow Karina majority of the story, but there's also, I believe her brother's name is Prim, which I thought was a weird name. Yeah, Prim. It's Prem. That is her brother. And then it follows Keith, who is her dad, and her mom, who is Jaya, I believe. It's Jaya. I'm so sorry if I'm messing up these names. But it was amazing. Usually I don't like different perspectives on the same story, or I'm very picky about the ones that I do like. And this one followed 4 different people, so I really had already oh no, I'm not going to like this book. And then I read it. And the first 20 pages, literally the first 20 pages, was just background about the family, getting to know them, and getting to really fall in love with them. Especially Karina and Prim. They are amazing siblings, and it was so mimicking of me and my baby brother growing up, because there were times when I always loved him, but there were times when we would hang out and we'd get along just fine. And then there were other times where we argued about the color of the sky because apparently it's not blue. Just things like that. It felt like a real family, and I loved that. And then, about 30 pages in, tragedy hits. And it was unexpected. I knew there was going to be some kind of tragedy, but this was the worst thing you could do. And then, on top of it, for Karina, she felt so much guilt about what had happened that day because she was more interested in talking on the phone and being a teenager because she was 13 and her brother was 8 at the time. And something major happened. And I could connect because although, thank goodness, my brother never, how do I say this? So I've never been through the same situation as her, but I've been through similar things, and I held on to the guilt of that for far too long, even though it was never my fault, just like it's never Karina's fault. And I'm so sorry that this is so generic and so basic because I can't go into detail about it without ruining the book for you. But I held so much guilt my entire life for things that were out of my control that happened to my brother. And Karina holds so much guilt for what happens to her brother when it wasn't her fault. And because of this guilt, she goes down a very dark path. She starts self-harming and she gets into a bad crowd in college, and life is never the same for her. And her parents, this tragedy ends up making them divorce, and they fall apart completely because of this tragedy. And I understand why it happened, but it was so, it just broke my heart. It shattered me. And like, I've been crying literally all day because of this book, and I'm about to tear up again. I think it's because I connect so well with Karina. And I will go into more details with spoilers in another video. I don't know when, but this is a 5 out of 5 stars. If you only read one new release this year, let it be The Shape of Family. It is so heartbreaking, and you'll definitely need Kleenex. So, I don't know what else to say about this book. It gave me goosebumps at parts. It gave me tears through most of it. And this is just my all-time favorite book ever that I've ever read. And I cannot praise it enough. It is very hard to read because it's hard material, but it is so worth it. I never stopped crying after the 30th page. It's just waterworks, the whole book. And I love emotional reads, and this fit the bill. So I hope you pick it up. Thank you for watching Allie Parker's World and reviewing The Shape of Family with me. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna dig deeper into this book on a different day. I just don't want to do it here because I don't want to spoil it. But this one's hard to review without spoiling it. So I urge you to try this book. See you in the next video.